Hi, Radiant Babes, and welcome back to our Radiant Lifestyle channel. We are back with our Godly Glow series, and we are back with episode 2. Now, before we can really get into the things that we need to do to glow up physically, we are going to focus on our time and our mind. Then we can get into all of the fun, girly, cutesy stuff. But right now, we need to get to the meat before we can get to the dessert. So, of course, we got Mr. Bentley back again. So today we are going to, hey now, tighten up. Today we are going to focus on how are we stewarding our time. Now you remember our first episode, we said that the key to our glow up is stewardship, right? So I'm gonna remind you of the definition of stewardship. It is defined as the careful, ethical, and responsible management of our resources. And time is definitely a resource and time is a blessing. We know that life itself is a gift from God, that no one exactly knows when or the hour God's going to crack the sky and come down or where he's going to call us home. So we need to be stewarding our time wisely. Now, stewarding your time in the Christian walk is imperative. Wasting your time is detrimental to your life in all aspects. I'm going to say it again. Wasting time. Hey now, sit. Good boy. Wasting time is detrimental to your life in all aspects. And of course, I'm going to tell you why. It'll ruin, wasting your time will ruin your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and your financial well-being. So, how are you spending your time? Now, Proverbs 6 tells us a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a thief. We're going to run it back. He distracted me. I'm about to start kicking him out, but anyway. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a thief, and want like an armed man. That basically says if you continue to sit still and, oh, I'm going to take a nap instead of doing this and procrastinate, instead of doing what you need to do, instead of going forth and doing everything fervently, like Ecclesiastics tell us, thief and want are going to come onto you like a thief in the night with a gun. They're going to come up on you and you're going to look around and be like, oh my God, how did this happen? How did I mess this up? All because you weren't willing to put the work in. Now, like everyone else, I work a secular job and most people do 8 hours. I work a 12-hour shift. So with the remaining 12 hours, with the remaining time, what are you doing with your time to get you higher in where you want to go? Right now, it's my day off. I'm going to film 2 episodes because not only did God give me this, but it's important to me that I do what I'm called to do as well as help spread the word. Because for some reason, people think you can't be cute and love God. You can't be a pretty girl who loves makeup and hair and all of the things and still have a brain and love the Lord. So we are here to dismember that illusion. Now, in order to do all that I want to do in life, I have to be wise with my time. And I'm not perfect at it. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I'm just lazy and I don't want to do it. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to do it. And that's when I suffer the most because the guilt and the knowing that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, you can't rest when you know you're ignoring things that are important. But anyway, Bentley, good boy. Um, this is where habit stacking come into play. Now I'm going to explain habit stacking to you now. Habit stacking is a fancy way of saying doing multiple things at once. Excuse me. For example, I like to walk on the treadmill and listen to Bishop Sheard or Pastor or PMJ or even the Ruby Pink Mindset. Find a podcast, find a sermon, find something that will like feed your mind and your soul while you're working on your body. Or washing clothes and reading your scriptures. Get out. See? I rebuke that spirit of distraction in Jesus' name. Um, And I'm not saying that you have to do these things in like an overwhelming way. Like, oh my God, I need to be doing 4 things at one time. That's crazy. We're not saying that. What I'm saying is habit stack, do multiple things at one time in a way that it's not like nerve wracking. You're not throwing your nervous system, but you're doing multiple things at once. One of my goals is to lose some weight. I'm down 20 pounds. I said it before, but we need to be down like 30 more. So while I'm walking, of course I have my water and all that. So I'm hydrating, I'm walking, but I'm feeding my mind and my soul. That's important. That's me stewarding my time, being a wise steward of my temple, as well as a wise steward of my spirit. Stewardship is the key, and the way to do these things in a time crunch is habit stacking. And it is imperative, I have to say this, in this Christian walk, if you are not spending some time in quiet or just some time with God, baby, you're making an awful mistake. You may have to make sure that you're spending some of your time with God, whether it's a prayer, whether it's a 5-minute devotional. If it's sometimes I'll just walk on that treadmill, say a prayer, and be quiet so He can say something back to me. God gave us this life, so for us to not give Him some of our time back is that's just insane to me. Now, another thing that we need to focus on when we're getting into our time is our routines. When motivation fails, when everything else fails, you will always fall back into your routine. So you need to spend your time creating a routine. Now, I know that the girls, we always hear about a nighttime routine, a daytime routine, things like that. That is fine when we're talking about like our beauty and all of that. It's really important. But when we're talking about our mental health, our time, our spiritual health, all of that things, we need to set routines in place. So for an example, like I said, I work 12-hour shifts. So on my 2 days off in between on my long week, I will clean up that night before, like that night when I come home on day shift, because I flip flop. When I'm on day shift, that very night, like before my few days off, I'm either going to clean or I'm going to do a beauty regimen. By that, I mean, I am cleaning up, catching up, mold of folding clothes, mopping, vacuuming. I am cleaning up my space so that when it's time for me to create my content, I can do that like scot-free. Or I am doing my beauty things, my lash clusters, my nails, because I do the Gel X nails and all of that. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. You have to set routines into place. Even on the nights that I go to work, I will set a 20-minute timer and just do a light, like I think they call it a closing shift for your home. Fluff your couch, spray it down, wipe your counters off, make sure there's nothing all over the floor. Just straighten up, pick up. You don't have to do a deep clean, just pick up. Especially when you have a puppy who likes to play with, who likes to play with his toys. They'll have toys everywhere. I will pick up after him, put his stuff in his cage. Just that way, you have to do certain things and it doesn't have to take forever. 20-minute timer, straighten up, and now you have peace and you have set yourself up for the next day or for whatever when it's time to do things. You have to, and I'm not saying be like all strict, and it doesn't have to be time consuming. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be all of that. But you need to spend your time wisely. Spend your time in a way that will make your life easier tomorrow. What you do today will directly affect your tomorrow. That goes for everything. That's why stewarding our time and our efforts is so important. Once what you do today will directly affect your tomorrow. If you are eating stuff that you know you're not supposed to eat, if you know you're lactose intolerant and you're eating ice cream, then you know in the morning you're going to have the trots. So don't do that because you know you want to do what you got to do. You got to create content, you got to shop, you got to clean up, you got to do something. Or if you know you want to wake up early tomorrow and do your little beauty regimen so you can head out, or you got plans or whatever, and you know you need to wake up at a certain time to get everything done, going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning is not conducive to that. So we need to do things that we know are going to set things in the right order. Yeah. So while stewarding our time, I'm just going to recap. We need to make sure that we are being wise stewards of our time because it is a gift from God. We are going to start habit stacking. We are going to start habit stacking. We are also going to start our routines. We're going to get our routines into play. And when I tell you the routines, getting them together now is going to really, it's going to set everything else into motion. Because on those lazy days when you want to take a day off, that's fine, but you won't find yourself 3 weeks out because you have a routine to follow. And especially me, I have not been diagnosed, but I am ADD, ADHD something. I need a routine. Anybody who is neurodivergent, you know we need routines. And once you mess with our routine, we are all thrown off. So you can have a day off. And once you know that your routine is set, you're going to get back to it. And that is the key. So this is how we are stewarding our time. Of course, we will come back to it because I'm rambling and I don't want to. I know attention spans are short, baby. We're already at almost 11 minutes. So I will see y'all next time. Next episode, we will be talking about stewarding our mind. And then we can get into all of the fun stuff, the routines, the beauty maxing, the this, the that's, and all of that. We will get into it. I will see y'all in our next episode. Bye.